Apology. Definition. A regretful acknowledgement of an offense or failure. By this definition, William Patrick Gould did apologize for his actions towards Miss Shelby Grace Sullick. As we can see clearly in his first and only response to the allegations of biting, he, by definition, apologizes. But he's not apologizing for the biting. There's no admission that the biting was non-consensual, nor that it had anything to do with his self-described slobbish, disrespectful, and selfish behavior. In other words, William is apologizing for being a shitty boyfriend towards Shelby, but he's not saying the biting was anything but consensual and mutually understood as a way to show affection. Technoblade was one of Wilbur's best friends, from what we can see of their online interactions, and in June of 2022, he passed away. This had an effect on Wilbur, that much we can be sure of, and was likely the cause for his change in behavior towards Shelby. While his behavior cannot be excused by the death of his close friend, Technoblade's death is likely the reason why Wilbur became so rude and slobbish towards Shelby while they were together, and that behavior is likely what caused them to split ways. Using a time calculator and the provided dates from Shelby, they parted ways sometime in February of 2023. She claims to have blocked him 10 months after their relationship, and as she blocked him around October 22nd, this means they parted in February. Now, Miss Shelby says Wilbur bit her so hard it left bruises on her arms and legs. Makeup and clothes can cover a lot, I'm aware of this, but outfits shown on her Instagram from the time period of June 2022 to February of 2023 show her in outfits that show off both her legs and arms. There's nothing wrong with a woman dressing revealing, it's her body and that's her business. What my issue is why would she put more effort than needed to hide the marks? It would take more effort to put makeup over them than to just wear clothing that already covered her arms and legs enough to not show them. Of course, there's the possibility she was trying to cover up any evidence that Wilbur was abusing her by making sure to show so much skin that there was no doubt he wasn't. To explain this idea further, a common victim of domestic abuse will wear clothing that hides their body. This hides the marks. Maybe she already thought about that, and in her mind she realized it wouldn't raise any questions about him abusing her if she was already wearing revealing clothing and showing she didn't have any bruises or marks. Or maybe he wasn't bruising her. Let's play devil's advocate. Say Wilbur never even bit her. What does she have to gain from tarnishing the name of someone so famous? A lot, actually. While there's a risk for victims of abuse to be harassed and such by their abusers, friends, family, or fans, there is a non-significant amount to be gained by claiming that someone big and famous hurt you, especially if that someone is a man like Wilbur. He had 5.7 thousand followers on his Twitch on October 16th, 2023. In January of 2022, his peak sub count was 17,684. Let's say about half those subs unfollowed and immediately followed Shovel after the allegations came out. That's 8,842 subscribers. Doesn't sound like much, right? And perspective-wise, it isn't. Except the average Twitch sub is $5 to $6. Let's put that on the lower end. That's $44,210 a month. Okay, but let's say that subs and the money they give isn't an incentive. Let's say half of Wilbur's average viewers would watch Shovel instead after the allegations. Surely that's not much, right? Twitch streamers can make between 1 cent and $1 per ad view, depending on the streamer and the ad. Let's say she earned 1 cent per stream viewer, and let's say she only had that half of Wilbur's viewers watching her. Wilbur had an average of around 50,000 viewers in 2022. That's 25,000 watching Shelby instead. That's $250 per ad on her stream. The average stream has around one advertisement break every 12 minutes. Say she streams for only 2 hours. That's $2,500 per stream, just on viewers she got from Wilbur. Okay, but let's say money means nothing to anyone and she did it for some other reason. What else does she gain? Well, not much. Unless we say she did it because she's angry about how Wilbur treated her. Then, she gets the satisfaction of knowing she ruined his life. And for some people, that's quite a lot. But let's say all of this doesn't matter, and he was biting her so hard it bruised, and Wilbur is this terrible man who manipulated people into liking him, and was faking everything we've ever seen about him, and manipulating his bandmates and longtime friends into liking and trusting him. Then, yes, we can clearly say he's evil, he's bad, and he's an abuser. Given that we ignore his own mental health. See, at the time where he admits to being a dickhead of a boyfriend, he had just lost one of his best friends. The death of a loved one can change anyone. Hurt people will often hurt other people in their pain. As the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. And while it's not an excuse for his actions, it is a reason. So who are we to say he really can't change? That he isn't trying to change, that he's got the tongue of a devil and he's manipulating everyone into thinking the way they do or did. Who are we, as an audience, to say what he is or isn't doing when we can't see him? We do not see every minute of his life. We do not see every minute of Shelby's life. These people are not our friends or family. We do not know them beyond the screen. Who are we to say Wilbur isn't making an effort to get better? And if he is making that effort, who are we to hold actions he clearly feels guilty for above his head? Who are we to dangle the regrets of the past in the face of a man who's trying to be better? Is that not what we want? Do we not want people to acknowledge when they have done wrong and then do better? Why do we belittle and berate him for this attempt to change that we have been telling him to make? If William or Shelby would like to tell me any information that was not publicly available before the making of this script, December 13th, please do not be hesitant to do so. I am more than willing to hear both sides of this story from the respective people, but as it stands, I remain neutral through all of this. I do not believe the biting was non-consensual, but I also do not believe Wilbur was a completely innocent man. I think Wilbur, just like any other content creator, is human and has made mistakes he's trying to grow from.